Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday night lifestyle legacy training. It's great to have you all here tonight. I see we got, let me see, I already said hi to Randy, to Elisa, Dr. G.W. Parker, my wife Martha, Javison. Great to see you here. Nicole Sims, great to see you here. Lovey, Richard, iPhone, and on Julie. Did I miss anybody? All right. Well, I feel privileged tonight to be able to have uh I have a lot of respect for this team leader. His attitude of gratitude, he's a servanthood leader. Since we started working with him since day one, we joined MWR. He was the leading source of educating us, training us, giving us all the support, all the love that he always gives out. Big smile. We felt so appreciated just to join forces with Dr. G.W. Parker. So I see him as a big brother in business, and especially being very familiar with the MWR platform. So I know tonight he was actually had an appointment, right, with someone, a heavy hitter. And then when I saw him come in, I'm like, wait a minute. I said he's probably going to have his phone on and he'll be handling business. But the minute that he opened up his camera, goes, my appointment got rescheduled. I said, man, I mean, I felt for him, but at the same time, I felt excited, if you know what I mean. But you know what? A lot of us think that we are the only ones that have cancellations. It's we want somebody to feel sorry for a cancellation, but at the end of the day, leaders lead from the front. So anytime we do have cancellations, we change gears a little bit. And I always used to train our team partners when I was starting in the business world, because that's how I was trained. They said, if you have a cancellation, use that same hour you were going to use for a presentation or a prospect. You go find more people, hand out your business cards. That was back in the 90s. So I would have 10, 20 business cards, a stack of 20 business cards. So if my appointment canceled, and check this out, it used to be a lot of driving for me. There was no GPS, there were no cell phones. I had to use a public phone, and I had to use a Thomas guide. And I know Dr. G.W. Parker knows what I'm talking about here. So I would drive 50 miles away from home, right? My appointment cancels. All of a sudden, what do? Cry? No. My 20 business cards, Dr. G.W. Parker says, I got to hand them out. So I would use the time for a presentation to plant more seeds. So, Dr. G.W. Parker, thank you so much. It's amazing to work alongside a leader like you, man. I love you so much. You're just an incredible mentor. I get emotional because I feel excited. We feel protected with our mission. Dr. G.W.
Absolutely, Fernando. Hey, listen, the pleasure is mine. I echo what you're saying. I have the same sentiments for you, my friend. You've not only become my business partner, but you become my friend. And that's the beauty of what we're building here. We have an opportunity to build relationships that go far beyond what we're doing with MWR. It's always a pleasure to be on the platform with you, to serve with you throughout the week. It is an exciting time because we're building something special and people's lives are being impacted. But what I love about you is your level of commitment. You don't want to leave anybody behind. You go when you don't have to, when you don't feel like it. I mean, there were times when I know that you were physically sick and not able to do a lot, but you were still there, and that means a lot to me. That says a lot about your character and who you are. I'm honored, sir, to be here with you tonight.
Hey, we're excited. I feel like Batman and Robin. So you'll be Batman, I'll be Robin.
I like that.
All right, my friend. I see we have Diane Crockett. Great to have you here. I love that flyer. Extra digit movement. Oh, I know where she's coming from.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So Craig Lane also. I just want popped up here. Richard, and I guess we got everybody. I gave everyone a great welcome, and just let us know where you're connecting from, because we're gonna get started with our training tonight. And we promise you that everything that it's going to be delivered tonight, we do it from the bottom of our heart. So you can take incredible stuff back with you. And here's what I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, let me just bring this back, Dr. G.W. Parker, because tonight is not about it's not a guest night. It's training night. So I'm pretty sure everybody can have the capacity to open up a camera if you choose to, and unmute if you choose to. So, Ron Samuels, my friend, how are you? And we'll have hey, great to see you here, my friend. We'll definitely have this training, open cameras, open microphones if you choose to, because we know that the first portion of the training, Dr. G. W. Parker, is paying attention to all those details, right?
Yes.
We need to be in a setting where if we're going to open up a camera or a microphone, we have to have a place where we're sitting down, not driving, or cooking, because it distracts the entire crew, the entire training. So we just want to make sure that everyone that is here has their notepads ready. And we're going to get started, Dr. GW Parker. So we're going to give it this MWR revenue sharing plan training and ideas. I changed a few little things, but we always stick to the basics, okay, of what this is all about. So if we have our co-hosts that can allow us for people to join, so Dr. GW Parker and I can give you our very best. All right, Dr. GW Parker, so we're going to get started. And this is going to be basically a little conversation. I just want everybody to think about the representation of time freedom and money. If money wasn't an issue and you had all the time in the world, what would you do with your life? Right now, say I want you to think about the compensation plan of what MWR has in store for us. If money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing with your time? Dr. G.W. Parker, what comes to mind when we hear that? Money equals time freedom. So if you can kind of give us a little bit of your perspective and what that means.
No question, Fernando. And again, it all works together, right? So without enough money, you don't have the time because you spend your time trying to make the money. So that's why the goal has always been to be free. How do we do it? We set ourselves up financially so that we can be free and live the life of our dreams. And I'm convinced that everyone on this platform with us tonight, if you had enough money, you'd be doing some things that would impact the lives of others. You'd be making a difference, not only in your own life and your family's life, but you would be able to impact lives of people and make a huge difference even in their lives. So the beauty of it is that we need to finish this work. We need to get this done because if we don't, we'll never be able to get on with our true purpose. One of the biggest reasons that we're here is to impact the lives of others, but we need to first have the financial means to do it. And this gives us a track to run on. It gives us a real chance. But time freedom, it's the greatest thing in the world. Think about waking up when you're done sleeping, to be able to go wherever you want to go, stay as long as you want to stay, do whatever it is you want to do. You dictate the terms. It gives you total control of your life. But again, our battle is that we trade time for money and we continue to do that process over and over and over again and never get a chance to do the thing that we truly love to do or feel in our hearts deeply to do.
Most definitely. And I want everyone to really open up your heart, open up your mind. Parachute only works when it opens, right? So tonight, I want you to feel the information that we're going to share with you. And if you can put in the chat, just on a one little sentence or a word, what freedom means to you, okay? And the representation of it. So we're going to give you here some scenarios. So time is a real flex. Money is great, but if you don't have no time, Dr. G.W. Parker, honest truth, it says it right here. You're still broke.
Still broke.
Right? Build a life where you own both time and money. Because if we run out of time, what's going to happen? And we really don't accomplish our goals and dreams because we were too busy making money, right? Chasing dollars. Time is just going to hit us like a brick wall. And in a blink of an eye, before we know it, we're going to be gone. And what are we leaving behind? Right? So the next is get paid while you live. Listen to that. Get paid while you live. Sleep, travel, family time, and still get paid. We call that leverage. So we want you to start dreaming. And the most important thing about a compensation plan, Dr. G.W. Parker, as you know, better than I, because you've been here longer than I, with MWR. is the compensation plan only fulfills the things that you want to accomplish. So if we don't put the feelings in the compensation plan, we're never going to move and rank up. So in order for us to really have a feel of the compensation plan, we got to think about these things, because sometimes, Dr. G.W. Parker, we let fear get in the way of our dreams. And that's what we start to think about. Oh, what are people going to think of me if I dream big? What are people going to think of me if I say something wrong? So we're always judging ourselves. See, people will judge, maybe they'll judge you based on their own perspective of their own life. But the biggest judge of all is each and every one of us. We judge ourselves so much, so many times, that we lose track of the purpose and the meaning of life. Any thoughts on that, Dr. GW?
No, but you're absolutely right. It's amazing. This conversation kind of turns right back to the thing that we don't have, or the two things that we don't seem to ever have enough of: time and money, right? And so we've got to figure out a way to make this work so that we can live the life that we desire to live. But I love the part that you've listed here as it relates to leveraged income. I mean, you're not having to do this by yourself. Fernando, if we could find a handful of people that saw this the way you and I see it, all right, and would commit themselves to building their business, you've got the leverage that you need. Again, I keep saying that MWR is the new American economy. You get 300 people on your team that see it that way, my friend, you'll never have to worry about money again.
Exactly. And the compensation plan, what I like about the compensation plan, Dr. G.W. Parker, it doesn't judge anybody. It
No.
doesn't matter where you're from, what education background you have, or if you don't have any. As long as you have the desire, and you feel that this is something where you want to be a part of, I guarantee you, that's the thing that I love about starting with this industry 31 years ago. They didn't judge me because I didn't even graduate high school. I became a young father. So when I went in there for the very first time to a meeting and I heard the stories, I said, if they don't judge me because I'm a young father and I didn't graduate high school, I'm gonna go all out. And that's what they said. We're not gonna judge you here. Okay, you're your own judge. You're gonna determine how many hours you're gonna put in and how much money you like to make. I said, are you sure that's all I have to do? Think about what you need to do, plan your future, and live it as if you are already there. Get trained. That's what I heard, and I applied everything that they told me. And I kid you not, Dr. G.W. Parker, in as little as 5 years, from being a broke plumber, working too many hours for too little money, I made a six-figure income at the age of 29. So that was my
Wow.
first experience, in the free enterprise system, that I didn't feel judged. And that's what I love about what we have here, because I'm working with you, where you got, accolades, military forces, faith and finance and all those things. So, and I'm working alongside a person like you. I'm like, wow, no one judges you here. You just got to play the game with your heart. So stop trading time for money. 3, build a system that pays you even when you're not working. It's not luck. It's called, again, leverage. Dr. G.W. Parker.
It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, honestly. And you talk about building the system that pays you when you don't, whether you get out of bed or not. Once you put this thing in motion, it kind of creates or develops a life of its own. And you've got enough people doing the exact same thing, and the same thing is beginning to happen to them. You can build some incredible momentum. And as you say here, it is not luck, ladies and gentlemen, it's leverage.
So now, help me with this one, Dr. G.W. Parker. Number 4.
If it doesn't give you time freedom, it's just another job. Job, just over broke. So we choose wisely, right? And you think about when we talk about trading time for money, there'll never be a day in the history of this company where you can go to a job, put the necessary time in to get paid, but you'll never get paid enough money that sets you free. They pay you just enough to keep you coming back. And that's all part of the plan. And what you're helping someone else do is build their dreams and their future and pay for their college, their children's college education, when we can actually be doing this for ourselves. But a lot of people, Fernando, are afraid of it, right? But that's why I
Exactly.
love our concept so well, because you don't have to do it by yourself. You talked about not being judged. All you need here is the willingness and the desire to want to win.
Exactly. So that leads us to number 5. The goal isn't just money or more money. It's more life, more freedom, and more choices. So the minute that you start to think about those things, this doesn't have a price tag. And in order for us to be able to leverage on time freedom, we have to respect the time. Because if we don't know how to control our time, when we're trying to become independent from a job, we're going to waste a lot of time. Thinking things over too many times. And again, it goes back to being, we're the biggest judges of ourselves. So the minute that you really let go, you're going to experience something so great of yourself that things that you did know that you have within you are born. They just come out of you, and you're like, "What? I did that?" And you mean this person said yes, and the person ended up signing up with me? See what I'm saying? So this is the experience of time freedom, and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So real quick on this note, I thought I'd remove this, but we're just gonna go over this really quick. We read the book Cash Flow Quadrant, and believe me, Eric did a phenomenal job this past Saturday. Eric Wilner, I was taking a lot of notes because once you're able to comprehend where you are now, it's time for you to start transitioning. If you don't like where you are, whether you have a job, maybe you're self-employed, right, and you want to get out of that situation on the left side of the quadrant. And if you're here today, I'm assuming, and I know for a fact that you don't want to be on the left side if you are. Okay, so right now, if you ask me, Fernando, where are you? And if you ask Dr. G.W. Parker, where are you? I'll be quite honest with you, based on 31 years of experience, we're transitioning from here, which is self-employed, to the right side. We're in transition mode right now. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because if you're generating anywhere between a 4-star to maybe about I would say a 3-star regional, 4-star executive director to a 3-star regional director, you're still here in this situation right here, trying to transition from here to here. I believe, Dr. G.W. Parker, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's take this into consideration in our compensation plan with MWR. Where do you think we need to be in order for us to say we're on the right side, which is a business owner with leverage? What level in the compensation plan of MWR you think?
Wow, Fernando, that's a hard one. So it wouldn't be 2-star regional, wouldn't be 3-star regional. I think 5-star regional, you can start looking at moving yourself there because that's a pile of money, and you built a huge organization. But I wanted to say this as it relates to being self-employed, right? So I've owned traditional businesses. It was no different than working for someone else. See, I own the business, but not really. The business owned me because the time commitment required 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, making a lot of money, but no time to enjoy it. So it holds you captive. So you want to be on this other side as it relates to business owner and investor. This is what we strive for. And like you say, we're in transition, working to get to the other side. But I think a 5-star regional, you can start talking about being as Adamo Tosin said, a big business.
Hey, Dr. G.W. Parker, this is what I love about you because we're on the same page. I thought about the same title position, and I'm like, geez, man, because I can connect the dots here, Dr. G.W., because I remember when we had 20,000 people strong in our company that we were with before, Martha and I, the time that we were putting in the business was more like, the leaders that we were working with always used to say, come recognize us. We got all the training put together. We got the people. We got everything on stage. We got even your banner, right? Just come join us. Just recognize the entire team. When you get to that position in this business, which is what we're talking about here, Dr. G.W. Parker, there's no price tag. Because at that point in time, you can take time off, and instead of your check or your compensation plan dying, it continues to grow and to thrive without you. So let me ask you a question, everyone. If you were to stop working today, how long would whatever you have saved up so far would that last you? See, that's a good question to ask.
Wow.
Because if you have no leverage, you gotta grind like there's no tomorrow building the compensation plan with MWR. You have to grind. I mean, Dr. G.W. Parker, we grind this business because the goal is to be able to get to that position where we can move into this area over here, okay, and have enough leverage which is walkaway income, whether you work or not. And what I like about what the company is doing now, Dr. G.W. Parker, adding the fundable 360 and also precious metals, now we got more leverage, right? In case your organization kind of stumbles a little bit and it takes a little setback, you got leverage because you got business credit and you got precious metals to be able to have that passive income. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, no question about it. And the addition of Fundable 360 and also precious metals has just given us an even greater opportunity. It's increased the odds for the chances of us winning have just gotten better. So they've stacked the deck in our favor. So we've got an even greater chance to win now. You talk about building the business, the income associated with that, but you're also talking about positioning yourself to invest in precious metals, our leasing program, which is going to give you a return as those metals continue to grow in value. It's a win-win situation, Fernando. It is truly, and they talk about a time frame of 5 years or less, right? You're talking about the ability now to condense time frames, to put yourself in a position where you can win sooner rather than later.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, we really gotta, we gotta do this and make it happen in as little as 3 to 5 years maximum. I think that should be and really grinding, not grinding just to grind, grinding with a purpose. That's why we need to shape up so we can attract better quality of people. Because the more we're able to get trained, the more leverage we can build in our conversations and pre-qualifying somebody to see if they're worthy the time to be able to invest in them. So that way you don't feel like they took you for granted, right? You recruit somebody, you think it's a big star heavy hitter, but they're not doing the little things that is getting trained, paying attention to all the details, being coachable. They're missing this, they're missing a meeting, they're missing a training, they're complaining about this, they're complaining about that. And believe me, that could be a drag too. So, Dr. G.W. Parker, 95% of the population are in the left side, which is trading time for dollars.
Yep.
5% of the population are on the right side, which is leverage, owning your own business and being an investor. Okay, so the good thing about what we have here with MWR is that we invest so little money for such a huge rate of return of an income opportunity. So little money. What we need to invest is in preparing ourselves, and we call that sweat equity. The sweat equity is really grinding to become a better version of yourself. Every time you learn something new, you're adding another piece to the puzzle to build your business. All right. So, again, Apple, Google, Amazon, Harley, Disney, Mattel. These companies started as self-employee. Now, these companies are not self-employed anymore. They're empires.
Yeah.
They move millions and billions of dollars in business. But one day, one time, this company started out of a garage. Okay, so where are you starting now with MWR? Maybe right now you're at $5 residual income, ranking up maybe to 20 to 50. This is more like this, right? And this is what I see coming out of all this. And I know for a fact that everyone that is here today getting trained, you see your business right now being small, but you got to have the vision. If you can see here, Amazon working around the clock. Now he's the richest person. He's the third, I think, richest person in the world. But he started out of a garage, and we do get our grind. And I guarantee you, Dr. G.W. Parker, he didn't build Amazon thinking self-employed. He built Amazon worldwide. He just wanted to sell books, but
Yep.
the idea started to grow from books to everything else that the platform offers now. So that now has given him so much leverage. He paid for his wedding, $56 million in Italy. That's crazy, right?
But with Amazon, that platform that he's created, there's nothing, not one thing that you can imagine that you might want or need that you can't get from Amazon. It's amazing.
Yep, that's amazing. So now let's talk about the aspects of why mindset is so important, because I want you to think about this. Dr. G.W. Parker tonight, his appointment canceled, right? He could have easily have said, "Oh man, my appointment canceled. This guy was a big heavy hitter. I don't know if this is for me." Oh, when I saw him coming in here, I was like, "What? What happened to your appointment?" He goes, "It got rescheduled." I said, awesome. Now we get to work together and do the training together. I mean, I felt for him, but I knew that I was also wanting to work with him training tonight. So I want you to think about this. Don't feel special when you get cancellations. Don't feel special when people don't show up to a Zoom. I mean, because sometimes we feel so special that we carry our sadness and we want everybody to feel sad for us. You shouldn't feel like that. Anytime something changes, shift gears. If something is not working, shift gears. And as a matter of fact, Dr. G.W. Parker, I want you to think about some of the activities that Martha and I do. Let me see if I have the book here. I think I left. Oh, here it is. See, this is what we're doing. Oh, no, I don't have it here. I think I left it in her car. But we have a book that we're reading now where we're learning from all the people that have overcome so many hurdles. And it's called, I forget what the title of the book is. It's The Obstacle something. The obstacle is the opportunity or something like that. But when something isn't working, you got to realign yourself and say, okay, if this canceled, if this person didn't show up, what do I need to do different? So this right here gives you leverage on the mindset of how you're going to approach somebody. Did my wife put the book name there? I think she probably did.
The obstacle is in the way.
Yeah, the
The
obstacle
obstacle
is the
is the
way.
way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that should be the book that we should read after we finish this one. It's an amazing book, Dr. G.W. Parker. But this is how you set up yourself for success with little scripts like this. Think about your mindset right here, the roots. Nobody's seeing the roots. They're only seeing the fruits of your labor here, right? But when we go out there and we have the right kind of mindset, we think about daily income producing activities. So there's no room for negativism there. Every day we got to have an assignment. And what is the assignment? We got to make sure that anything that breathes, that talks, or anyone that breathes and talk, if dogs would speak, I would talk to a dog too. But anyone that breathes or talks, always have a smile in your face and think about a family conversation topic to meet somebody, or occupation, or recreational time. See, when you're able to leverage with this information, everybody, Dr. G.W. Parker, likes to talk about family, occupation, and recreation. Martha, my wife, is a witness. Every time we go out, if I see a child and a family, I always look for something good to say about them. And it easily allows us to break the ice for a conversation of business opportunity just by having a conversation with someone that I see or their shirt. I like reading shirts too. So when I'm in an elevator or we're going somewhere and I see something curious in their shirts, they don't even know it. Like the other time, somebody, a runner, that says, instead of saying just do it, the Nike logo, it says run into it. And I asked, hey, run into it from just do it. And the conversation started and it opened up for a business conversation.
Wow.
Why? Because we talked about what? Recreational time, his hobby. And he runs. He runs my, do you run? He goes, I said, no, I don't run. Because I had a knee strap on my knee. And he goes, but it looks like you do. I said, no, I jog, but I don't do what you do. He runs like marathons. He was from Korea. And
Wow.
I says, I'm preparing for a marathon. So it gives you leverage when you talk about these things to eventually shift gears and say, hey, listen, by the way, if I could show you a way on how to make more money, how to keep more of the money that you're making, and how to have your money work for you, would you be open for some information? Simple. See, if I would you. If you create the habit to do that every single day, I guarantee you're going to have open doors every single day because the topic was family, occupation, recreation, and you find their motivation. Dr. G.W. Parker.
No, Fernando, I agree with you 100%. But the key is we've got to have the mindset, as it says here, to do the daily income producing activities. We've got to be willing to do that. If you commit yourself to this process, you can win. There's no question about it because we know at the end of the day, this is still a numbers game. So the more people you introduce it to, you just increase your chances. And we do this every single day. If the assignment is to approach anyone or someone, listen, we've opened the door because you've given us a platform. You talk about form, right? You know, family, occupation, recreation, money. These are things that people want to talk about, particularly family. They want to talk about their occupation. They want to talk about recreation. Those things help you break the ice, and then you
Yep.
move into the opportunity. if I could show you a way, to put more money back into your pocket, would you be interested? Absolutely. So this makes so much sense, sir.
Yeah, it's basically understanding exactly what we're all about, because a fireman understands that he gotta shut off fires, right? He's not gonna run away from fires. A policeman, they know that they gotta fight crime. So right here, we need to know that we're in the people's business. That's why every time you see somebody, always remember this, because when you are aware and you consciously put this into your thinking, everyone that you see turns into an opportunity. You're not gonna see rejection anymore. Okay. So let's move on to the next topic here. All right. So Dr. G.W. Parker, I like how well you break this down. So I'm gonna give you the room space to be able to share this with us, so I could get excited hearing you, because I get turned on when you talk about this, man.
But this is why we feel strongly that MWR is the perfect business. And I think everyone on the platform will agree with me as we go through this. Okay, let's talk about 13 different ways, basically. One, own a business that can pay for itself. Think about that. Not only that, I really want people to grab this one, Fernando. What we're building is not in vain. This business that you're building is willable, it's sellable, it's transferable. Honestly, I mean, if I woke up tomorrow feeling like I'm moving out of the country, I don't want to do MWR anymore. I've got a valuable business that I built that I could sell, or I could transfer it, over to my family or whomever, or another business partner. I can wield this income to my children. So that's why I say stay in the fight, keep building, because what you're building is going to pay off for someone, if not yourself, but for someone. You're building something that's got value. The other thing is, number two, be your own boss. Dictate the terms yourself. You're in total control of your life. Number three, control your time and income. We talked about it earlier. It gives us that time freedom. Four, you can work from anywhere. It does not matter. I mean, y'all could be laying on the beach in some place in South America right now at 5 o'clock, whatever part of the country I was in, I'm going to get paid because I've done the work, right? And you're going to get paid on that work over and over and over again. Here's the fifth advantage. You get a chance to reduce your taxes. Why? Because you're a business owner now. Let's look at the way tax laws are structured in this country. Who are they designed to benefit most? Business owners. So it's clear that we can't win, so join them and take advantage of all the tax benefits that come along with being a business owner. Six, you're going to stay ahead of inflation. We don't care what the economy is doing. We don't care what inflation is doing because we're generating more income that allows us to stay ahead of all of that. Seven, accelerate your debt elimination. Use this additional income that you're generating with MWR. Start paying it directly toward the principal of those existing bills. Get those things out of the way and become debt free. Now, when you free up that additional money, we look at number 8, we have the ability to accelerate our investments. We can put this thing on a fast track, much like we're doing with precious metals, Fundable 360. And then we also, number 9, can accelerate our retirement. So what are we talking about here? The average person believes that you've got to be 65 to retire. It has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with where you are financially. So you can do it at 20. You can do it at 30. You don't have to wait until you're 65. Number 10, and this is probably the most exciting piece for me, we get paid every single day. Let me show you what it looks like. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's incredible, man, to get paid every day. Number 11, here's a strong one. Immediate income. Fernando, if you were not in this business and I met you today and sponsored you into this business and you shared it with someone else before the sunset, once that person signed up, you would get paid. So there's immediate income. This is no long-term proposition. You don't have to wait months to get paid. You can get paid today, and you set yourself up for residual income. So you do the work now. You do put the time in now to build your network, and you're creating residual income that continues to come month after month after month, day after day after day. I mean, you've done the work right one time and you get paid on it month after month after month, and it continues to grow. It sort of takes on a life of its own. And number 13, the biggest one is leverage. You don't have to do this by yourself. I'm telling you, man, you find you 10 like-minded individuals that see what you see and understand this concept, and they're willing to, roll up this sleeve and get in the trenches and go hard like tomorrow's not coming and just come up for air when we've achieved our goals. You've got yourself something here. You can do something special with this opportunity.
To GW Parker, I get excited all over again when you talk about all these incredible benefits. These are actual benefits that can allow you walk away income. See, this is the reason why setting up the mindset is so important, because if someone is trying to reject you with a proposition, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting these 13 principles for success so they can have a lifestyle. That's why you don't take no personal. You just got to keep going through the numbers because you know you have enough leverage. Every time someone says no, they're saying no to this incredible, I call them benefits, Dr. G.W. Parker, because this business can have a life of its own. And as you alluded to, you can walk away and the business will continue to generate. And I feel so assertive about this, Dr. G.W. Parker, because I worked with a practice company 13 years and I thought I had leverage until something didn't work out. And I trust our CEO protecting our company, protecting the well-being of our generations to come, because he's really protecting it legally. And those are some of the things that I saw when we came in here. He even gave a live event via Zoom, via Facebook. And I was kind of like, man, he's speaking out, how he's protecting the company the right way. And he was talking about the credit restoration aspects of the platform because, we came from that background. And I said, man, he's speaking out. So that means this is the real deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love what we are hearing here today with these 13 things that allow you to leverage your decision and feel strong when you're approaching people. Because as long as you have this behind you, nothing is against you, okay? And these are the reasons why we do what we do. All right, now let's talk about getting this business funded. Dr. G.W. Parker, so when we start this business, we want to duplicate behavior. Okay, so if the compensation plan is a behavior compensation plan so we can start generating income, what is the behavior of our compensation plan so we can start really positioning ourselves? The first thing that we have to do is not even saying this, but it can go either way. It can be either a marketing director or a client. But if the company is requiring for me to get a customer, I got to figure out a way to go find a customer. Okay. And today, if you have, say, for instance, a few marketing directors, but you need to match up your compensation plan with customers, it's a good time that you can separate because we don't have a VIP code anymore. You can
Right.
really structure yourself with customers and marketing directors because now it's 249.97 and 149.97. So there's no VIP code here. So here is the thing. You need a customer in order for you to start the process of the compensation plan. The compensation plan, you really got to understand that more than anything else in this business. The membership is good, but the compensation plan will give you the leverage to learn to use the membership more wisely. So, Dr. G.W. Parker, the first thing that I have to go out there and do is find a customer, correct?
Yep.
So I'm customer number one. I got to find an outside customer. All
Absolutely.
right.
That puts you in a position where you're now qualified for the daily guarantee. And this is not our stipulation. This is regulation, guidelines, and we've got to operate in this way. We've got to have one outside customer. So again, it's absolutely worth it because once you get that in place, now you're in a position to begin to unlock so many streams of income associated with the compensation plan.
Yeah, because if you try to build it with a market qualified marketing directors alone and no customers, you won't be able to generate the residual income.
You
So
leave too much money on the
listen to
table.
this. Right. So now the other thing, marketing directors, they're saying here clients. So honest truth, you need 3 clients, okay, to be able to walk away from the 149.97 membership per month. So follow the system. 3 customers is what you need right here, right now, and you have a free membership. So once you have a free membership, you generated $150 and you don't pay no more monthlies. Okay. I
Wow.
remember, Dr. G.W. Parker, how wrong I was when I started it. I think we have recruited so many people already. And I was telling you, Dr. G.W. Parker, why am I not getting a text? And he goes, Fernando, you're missing your customer. I was like, really? Yeah, and I was already generating how much if I would have had the customer, like $20 a day.
When you enroll that customer, the following day you started collecting $20 a day, $600 a month, but you were already in that position months before that. And so all that money was left on the table, and all you needed to do was just get one outside customer, and you did that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like trying to figure this out. I'm like, man, we're bringing a lot of directors, but I'm not getting a residual income. He goes, Fernando, get a customer. I go, shoot, hey, it happens, right? It happens. So get 3 customers and you make $50 per customer you bring in. All right, so now let's talk about profitability. So Dr. GW Parker, break this down for us.
All right, so you've got yourself in place. You count yourself as one, but you've also enrolled an outside customer. So you've just positioned yourself, but you've got now 3 qualified financial directors that you sponsored into the business. So you've triggered a daily guaranteed income of $5 a day. That's $150 a month. So let's look at it this way. If the ongoing cost to operate the business is $149.97, that's your membership cost. But you've got 3 qualified financial directors, you're generating $5 a day, you're making $150 a month. So at this point, your business is self-funded. And the other option is those 3 outside customers will allow you to never pay the 150 again or the 149.97. So we've got some options here. But that daily guarantee puts you in a position where the business is self-funded, right? So, but look at what else happens. $200 in customer and QMD sponsored bonuses, $150 30-day momentum bonus, another $150 a month in residual income. All of this is happening because you sponsored these 3 people in your first 30 days. You've made $50 on each one of those person, all right? But MWR is now going to give you a momentum bonus and an additional $150. I mean, let's look at what we've invested to get started compared to what we're already making within 30 days. Self-funded, the thing is profitable, while you earn your first rank promotion as executive director. That I don't know of another business set up in this way, Fernando, where a person can come in and have the ability to have their costs offset by the income that they're generating. Now, you used to always hear the CEO and founder, Mr. Brian House, say, our goal is to put you in a position where you're making more money than what it's costing you to participate.
And this is the position right here. Because if I got my 3 customers, okay, outside of myself, and then I got my qualified marketing directors, I'm already making $150 profit, right?
Yeah.
It's like having $36,000 sitting somewhere at a 5% rate of return. I'd rather have this because most people don't have $36,000 accessible to be able to put that to work at a 5% rate of return. I mean, let me ask you a question, everyone. What's easier, finding $36,000 or finding 6 people that you can enroll? 3 customers and 3 directors, and now you have $150 a month, whether you work or not. As long as you hold the structure of 6 registrations, you have $150 a month in residual walkaway income. All right, so Dr. G.W. Parker, there's many different ways in how you can build it. Now, I'll give you a recommendation, everyone. The number will never be as perfect as it looks here in the chart because we get excited. We only think, Dr. G.W. Parker, that we got to bring 3 and that's it. Well, the math sometimes might not work. Those first 3 ones that you bring might not be the one. Right. And in a lot of cases, Dr. G.W. Parker, in 31 years of experience that I've been doing this, and including yourself, you've been doing network marketing for a have to maybe bring more than 3.
Oh, absolutely. You want to. And when I first looked at this, the 3 is good, Fernando, but you want to create a cushion for yourself, even with those 3 customers, right? To order to continue to put yourself in a position where you're not paying that 150, the membership is free. Those 3 customers have to remain active. So do you rely solely on those people? And we don't know what may happen. The card may expire. The charge didn't go through in a given month. So now you've lost that ability to get the membership free. So why not go for 5? Let's set the bar at 5. That's a good start, right? So you've got the cushion and you've got what you need to keep qualified on both ends. And because again, what are the chances of those 3 as it relates to qualified marketing directors all running as hard as you're running at the same time? It never happens, right? But you got 5, so the odds now are better. You might have, 3 out of that 5 that can really, really run with you and help you move yourself and them to the next level of this compensation plan. Because once those three get their three, now you've got 12 people on your team. You're talking about $20 a day, $600 a month.
So GW Parker, here's the thing that I like for everyone to understand. Our CEO has changed the structure a lot of times in regards to how we control the compensation plan. But the last thing that I like that he did was what it says right here. MWR puts you in control. So if you cannot rely on the first three that you brought in, don't blame them. Don't blame them, because sometimes we get mad with our people because they're not moving as fast as we want them to. No, MWR puts you in control. So if those three are not moving as fast as you want them to move, go sponsor more. Go find those 12 yourself, because we're here to make the big money. So it gives you the opportunity to learn more skills, to become better, so you can start bringing directs. And you know what happens when you bring directs? What really happens is you inspires the ones that are not moving, because this is what they're saying. Man, Dr. G.W. Parker is moving with me or without me. Makes sense? So lead the way. And if you get lucky, let's look at it like this. Maybe you might find someone that brings two, someone that brings four, someone that brings three, two, one. Or, I'm sorry, or, you get the job done yourself. And remember, you got a 3 to 5 year game plan to do that. So you have plenty of time to be able to find a lot of people to direct sponsor, okay? Because you're going to start finding those legs within those people that you're sponsoring. Right now, I got about 23 active people sponsors. So I got plenty of experts, right? But out of that, Dr. G.W. Parker, you see my structure, I have 4 legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I thinking about now, Dr. G.W. Parker? My goal, and I talked to you about this, and you can hold me accountable to it, is to get to 36 personally sponsored.
Yep.
I got 5 years to make that happen.
Yep.
I already got 3 in the game, 3 years in the game. So getting to 36 is going to allow me to get more leverage. So when someone tells me, Fernando, I cannot find 36 people, I cannot find leaders in my team, I will say, I got 36 myself. If I can do it, you can do it too. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
All right. So think about the numbers and think about what your legs are going to start to look like. And remember, the math that you see here on your leg structure, maybe you are probably pushing a leg yourself, right? And growing that leg yourself, and the other two are starting to align. So you're controlling the math of your structure until you find enough leaders, like Dr. G.W. Parker alluded to earlier, which was a 5-star regional director. Right here is what you said, right, Dr. G.W. Parker?
That's the number right there.
Right here. So that's $1,000 per day, $30,000 per month. Why is this is so solid now? Because you got a lot of people making these figures right here. And believe me, once you get people addicted to the residual income, they're not going to want to lose it. And I guarantee you, Dr. G.W. Parker is a witness of that. I haven't lost my residual income. I've kept my residual income until we find it. This is the thing about this compensation plan. And if you have a little bit of discouragement because you drop your numbers a little bit, get back on the horse and go find more directs.
Well,
That's
Fernando,
the beautiful thing about this business. Go ahead, Dr. G.W.
yeah, but now here's the other positive part about MWR giving us control, right? And we've not talked about it, and maybe it's for another training, but we have the ability to place as well. So as you structure these legs, man, you can kind of dictate how this thing goes.
Exactly. And you can definitely do that. And I think sometimes placement can be definitely important to place people on, with other team partners, because now you're giving these team partners the opportunity to leverage. And now they're taking responsibility of the people that you're placing under them, and they're protecting them like they are a part of their team.
Yep.
That can happen, okay? And sometimes it's not going to happen because the people that you're bringing are strong and they really flourish themselves without having to place anybody anywhere. But if you got a weak leg that you're trying to tweak up a little bit and you see this person committed, you can place some people under them, and MWR allows you to do that. You're absolutely right. Yep. All right. So now let's compare the numbers. Dr. G.W. Parker, can you break this down for us? Because I think we're going to wrap up over here.
Yeah, listen, it says either you have money to invest or people to join your network. And you said it earlier. What's easier? Put your hand on $36,000 or go find you three people. It's easier for most of us to go find three people. But look at what it looks like. 12 people in your organization, all right? Your income is $600 a month with MWR. What would you need to have sitting somewhere that you can't touch that's paying you at least 5% interest? You would need $144,000 sitting in an investment account to get you $600 a month, or you go out and find 12 people or help those three get their three. I mean, think about that. How many of us got $144,000 that we can go put our hands on right now? And we most people can't do it. But look at what happens when you've got 36 people on your team and what that equates to. What sort of money would you need invested in order to get $1,500 a month in passive residual income from an investment? You need $360,000 at a rate of return of say 5%. Let's talk about 90 people, right? Paying you $3,000 a month. How much money would you need sitting somewhere that you can't touch? $720,000. Fernando, these are unreachable numbers because most people just don't have that kind of money.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think, Dr. G.W. Parker, if we look at the numbers here, and we either look at money or a network. And the thing that I like about what we do is, and this is a saying that I always go by, which is the bigger your net worth, I'm sorry, the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. So
Yes.
eventually, if you build a team strong enough to be able to compensate the money, what happens once you start, say, for instance, building a team of $6,000, 300 people, $6,000 a month in residual income? Hey, you can start leveraging on other incomes like, precious metals, right? And then business funding again. Now you can start mixing up things a little bit so you can start generating more residual income from different streams. I mean, this is what I love about what we have. But the most important thing that we talk about all the time, Dr. G.W. Parker, most people don't have the funds, but they can go out and find people, which is a lot easier. See, and once you find people and you start to identify who the leaders are, then you start to see how your efforts begin to compound and how your leverage begins to take place. Because the leaders are going to do the business with you or without you.
Yep.
I would rather have the leaders do the business with us than with us, because that gives you more leverage, more time freedom. That's why it's important that you understand, if you want to create a big check, you're going to have to build your network, and you got plenty of time to do that. And that's the thing that sometimes we don't appreciate, the value of time. So if you appreciate the value of time, I guarantee you're going to be prospecting all the time, meeting new folks to get them on your team.
No doubt about it. Absolutely, man. These numbers are impressive. I mean, and again, they're out of reach when we look at the possibilities of any individual having that kind of money that they can let sit somewhere and generate that level of return. I mean, let's go get the people and use the leverage to get where you want to be financially. It's the most amazing concept I've ever seen. We've got something here, Fernando, and that's why you're excited. That's why I'm so excited, and that's why tens of thousands of people across this country are so excited about this platform because it is a true ticket out. It will allow us to have what we dream of having.
It definitely is, Dr. G.W. Parker. And I want everyone to really, I mean, everyone that is here tonight, each and one of you guys deserve a heart, okay, from us as being your trainers tonight. And we feel fortunate, we feel privileged to be able to train you tonight, because we know this is what we're training you for. The critics will always be the critics, and you cannot get rid of the critics. You got to have the critics. It's part of the game. It comes with the territory. Then you're going to find those talkers, right, that are going to say that they're going to do huge things, but they really don't deliver with the activity. But within those, which are you guys are the doers. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back, because by getting trained tonight, you're showing that you are hungry, that you are driven, that you're definitely a doer. Okay, so we got to go prove the world what we're all about by being loud, by constantly communicating the message, by constantly communicating the mission. But you're going to have a lot of critics, you're going to have a lot of talkers, but you're going to start finding that one next person on your team that is a doer like you. Okay, so tonight, I know we all have doers. You guys are taking the training and feeling it with your heart to be able to go out there and overcome the odds, because we all got to overcome the critics, the talkers, so we can find more doers like ourselves so you can start building your network. And remember, the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. And all you have to do is find a handful of leaders, like Dr. G.W. Parker always talks about, a handful of leaders. And with a handful of leaders, you can move thousands of people. And I guarantee you, that's the plan that we have. Mission 33,000. Dr. G.W. Parker, any final words? Or maybe you want to open up microphones and cameras if anybody wants to share anything before we wrap up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely welcome you opening the microphones and the cameras. Want to thank everybody who took time out of their schedule. But as you say, Fernando, these are the proven winners here. These are the doers. These guys are here because they're committed to this process and they show up every time. And isn't it funny that you see the same faces over and over and over again? They don't miss anything. They show up and they stay with it. And that's all we ask you to do. You stay with this thing and you're going to stumble upon success because the atmosphere is right. The attitude is right. Everybody on this platform wants more. And we have an opportunity to do more with MWR because it gives us that chance. This is a great platform. And I'm just honored to serve with you tonight, my friend. I always look forward to being on platforms with you and sharing time with you. But what you poured into us tonight has been big. And I know that everybody has an incredible takeaway from this. They took notes. Now we go out, folks, and we implement this process. We use these tools that we've been given and we see success. No question about it. It does work. It's proven, it's predictable, it's profitable. And Fernando Ramirez, and guys, here's what I'll say. This young man saw this process 3 years ago and within 8 months positioned himself as a regional director. That's $200 a day, $6,000 a month, $73,000 a year. I didn't say 8 years, 8 months. 8 months. Where do you go in this United States to have an opportunity to do that in a period of 8 months? I keep saying this is not a long-term proposition. If you want this, MWR can deliver for you, no question about it. You're seeing it up close and personal. He's here right before us tonight out of Southern California. So, Fernando, you're such an encouragement to me, man. It's been exciting. And guys, and I'll say this too, it only takes one to explode your business. Guess who that one was for me? You're looking at him, Mr. Fernando Ramirez. When he came on board and hit the ground running, my business exploded overnight, pushed me to two-star regional director, which gives me an opportunity to live the life of my dreams. So I'm grateful to you, my friend. I get emotional about it. I'm thankful. My children thank you. My grandchildren thank you. And even my unborn great-grandchildren will thank you for your level of commitment. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. G.W. Parker. It's an honor. It's an honor. You know, the way I feel, the way you feel about me, I feel about you, and everyone that is here knows it. You know, you guys are witnessing something so sincere, because you know, to me, Dr. G.W. Parker has been so open with his life, his personal life. It has allowed me to appreciate him, to love him, you know, to respect him for who he is and what he brings to the table to all of us. So thank you so much, Dr. G.W. Parker. We love you too, man, so much. Everyone that is here, Ron, Cassandra, Randy, Elisa, my wife, Nicole, I don't know her so much, but all of you that are here, you know, you all deserve a heart. So I'm going to give you all a heart right now, because you guys, the more I get to know you, the more we love you. Believe me, the more we love you. So appreciate you guys. We see Cassandra has an open camera. Ron.
Hey, how you doing, Fernando?
Hey, my friend, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Great job, Fernando. Dr. Parker. I mean, every time I hear you guys together, it's amazing. It's always brings seems to get emotional when I hear you guys talk, because it's so much passion, so much love for what we do as partners with make wealth real financial, and the things that we do together. We're like a family. We are family. We work together, we build together, we share our personal lives together. And I really appreciate your commitment, Dr. Parker's commitment. You guys are like big brothers, uncles, some, depending on your age, could be father figures to a lot of people that come into this business that don't know anything. So I really appreciate you guys so much. Obviously I took a lot of notes, but I screenshot a lot of the stuff. So, I look forward to sharing this information with as I build my team And as I go out and start to step to the forefront to be the leader that I am, that I have been, but just being more visible, right? Out in the forefront, because this information is necessary, is needed. And, I talk to people every day, and people are, struggling, not only financially, but mentally. And, we come together every week, we build, and this is a great opportunity for someone to come in to an environment where you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself, right? So I appreciate you
That's right.
guys, and I just wanted to share that great training, and I'm committed to sticking and staying to get my pay to get to that top, getting my $33,000 team of 33,000, right? And making that money that's on the table that NWR is giving, open out to everyone that wants to get it. So thank you again, and I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate y'all for the training. It always gives me the encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing. Um, and I'm also recreating my list. If I have to go back into my list, I'm going to write them down and I'm going to hand it to you, Dr. Parker. I'm like, we need to do this. So if we have to relaunch, um, I'm willing and able. And we just got to keep positive and just know that somebody out here needs these services. If they just don't want the business, that's fine. So, so if I have to go sit at McDonald's or at Pernell Bread, I'm gonna let people know what's out here and what we have. So, thank you for encouraging words, y'all too. Um, it's like you just got to keep going at it, and I thank God for what it's blessed me with. So I know what my future holds, and I know what I have to do to get to what I need to get to. So thank you again, guys.
God bless you, Miss Wooten.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cassandra. Thank
Wow.
you, Cassandra. Thank you, Ron. Oh my God. These are the things that makes us what we are, which is, we feel impacted by testimony, stories, seeing the transformation of Cassandra and Ron Samuels. My God, Ron Samuels is on videos. He's pouring out.
Yeah.
He entertains people with this information. So anything that you can actually do out there and expose yourself, open up the mic, the camera, and do a little video, a little recording on something, whether it's dancing, whether it's a hello, Cassandra, you're doing the same thing. You want to be able to get engaged with people, and they want to see how real you are. So when you are real and transparent, people are like, man, look at him, look at her, they're consistent, they continue to do the same thing over and over again. I got to start talking to them. I got to start learning a little bit about what is that they're doing to lose their fears and their shyness, and they're just exposing themselves. So I give you kudos for that. Definitely. All right. Anyone else? All
I
right.
wanted to say one last thing too, if I could, Fernando. I
Sure.
wanted to also let Dr. Parker know I'll be reaching out to you also with my list. It's time to get it popping, Dr. Parker. It's time to go, baby. It's time to what you say if you what you say, get excited or stay broke.
That's it. That's it, my friend. It is that time. And I'm waiting. You say when, and we're off and running, Ron.
Absolutely.
Well,
Actually, you know what, Dr. Parker, I actually have a guest on tonight that's we spoke to. So I'm looking forward to introducing her to the team once she decides to get plugged in and everything. So I'm excited to be able to see and introduce her so she can see what we're doing and introduce her to the community. So
I
I'm
thought that
excited.
was her.
awesome.
Wonderful. Welcome, young
I
lady.
love it.
Awesome.
I love it. Hey, Dr. G.W. Parker, we're gonna do a lunch celebration. We'd say we're gonna do it. I think it was 2 Saturdays per month or one Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Um, we should now before we wrap up, one more minute, guys. Should we get started this Saturday? How's your schedule this Saturday?
I'll make it happen. Let's do it, sir.
Perfect.
And
All
so for
right. So
everybody who, even if you've launched your business already and you want to relaunch, Miss Wooten talked about it. Does not matter. Come to the table. Let's get the promotion stuff in place so that we can get the exposure that you need to get as many people in front of the opportunity as possible. Let's relaunch all of our businesses, mine included. And we send out the invitations. Fernando is excellent as helping us put those platforms together, and we get people in front of it, and we make a fun day of it. And imagine your guest showing up and there's 100 people on that platform. That says a lot. That's strong. So we want to really
Exactly.
be supportive of everyone who's attempting to launch or relaunch their business. So let's go back to our list, our active reps that are in the group, offer it to them to give them an opportunity to relaunch, and let's blow this thing up. Let's finish this work.
Most definitely. So we're gonna need a picture from each and every one of you that wants to launch. So if you are a part of a Dr. G.W. Parker's organization or team or anybody that is your upline, let them know. I want to launch my business Saturday. So the launch is gonna take place and we're okay Saturday, right? Sandra, Ron, Samuels?
What time
Yeah.
you want to do it on Saturday?
We normally remember Saturday we have our reading club and then we transition to the presentation. So we can do it
Oh,
at
during 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm ready.
Hey, and,
Sandra?
and keep in mind, we're going to open it up every other Saturday. So if you don't get in this Saturday, you've got 2 weeks to prepare and we'll have an opportunity to do it again. So that door remains open. So we just run through the end of the year doing it every other Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So anybody that wants to launch or relaunch this Saturday, we're going to create Martha. Martha is amazing at putting in all these flyers together. We need some nice pictures. You got to have $1 million smile. All right. So you send the picture with $1 million smile. We'll put it together on the template. We'll start promoting it now. So when Saturday comes, we pack the place. So there's
I love
plenty
it.
of room to invite folks. And the cool thing about it is going to be recorded. So once it's recorded in the Diversified Cash Flow YouTube channel, you take a copy of it, and whoever didn't show up, say, listen, you missed it, but here you have it. It'll give you an opportunity to follow up. All right.
Awesome.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Where
All
do we
right,
send the
everyone. Take
pictures to?
care.
Where do we send the pictures? Where do you want us to send the pictures to?
Dr. G.W. Parker.
Yeah, if you send them to your upline, Ron, so you can forward them to
Yeah.
me. I'll get them to
All right.
Martha,
All right.
and
Yep.
she can do what she needs to do.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dr. Parker.
All right. So,
You're welcome,
yeah,
sir.
let's make sure we get those pictures as soon as possible because the quicker we can get it, the more time we have to promote it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank Martha for that. My wife, it's such a supporting source. She's always there working on the team agenda, creating flyers, working on PowerPoints, translating stuff for the company and for our team. You guys are all amazing. So we have a tremendous support group leader here. Elisa, thank you so much. Jameson, everybody. I don't want to leave anyone out. I like to meet a lot of you guys so we can work together as a team and make things happen. Slim, good to see you, my friend. Spanish, flaco.
Go ahead.
Yeah, ¿qué pasa?
All right, guys. Take care.
Take
Have a
care.
good night.
Good night.
Flaco. I tell you, see, there's Flaco.